What is up, Course Wizards? Welcome to yet another episode of the Course Wizards podcast. Here's my host, Chris, and this is your boy, Amit, and together we are the Course Wizard. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Emmett, how's it going? You having a good day? You learning a lot about all these
I
things that
have
we've been looking at? Boy, I feel like every time we get together, we start looking at all these websites and you start thinking of all the possibilities.
I have been taking the leap for sure.
You've been taking the leap. Hey, guess what? I've got you'll never guess this. The leap is
I
what we're talking about today. So,
I would have never guessed it.
yeah, this is an interesting product. This press release just came out about a week and a half ago from Thinkific. You all know Thinkific because they're one of the big course creation platforms where you can build your own course. I used them for a while and really like them. It's a nice platform. But they have come out with a new product that's an AI product that's actually designed to help you create an entire teaching tools. Let me read you a little bit from the press release. It says Thinkific, a leading platform for creating, marketing, and selling, today announced the launch of the Leap by Thinkific. It's a powerful AI tool for content creators and influencers to build, promote, and sell digital products in record time. Later on in the release, it says creators are able to input a content idea and in just a few clicks generate comprehensive drafts for digital products like mini courses, guides, and tutorials, all designed to be consumed on mobile and feel intuitive to social audiences. So then it says the additional features are AI powered content generation. Digital products are generated quickly and easily via creator ideas. They have an integrated storefront, so you can actually have sales pages that sell digital products as well as lead magnets. And then you have a mobile optimized e commerce. So this whole thing is basically a way that they're using AI so that you can build your lead magnet, your product, sell it on your store, and everything all through your mobile phone. And it looks like it's very much in its infancy. They're calling it beta, but it looks like it has a lot of promise. Yeah.
Definitely looks really interesting, Chris, and I am on their page. I was just trying to play with it. So yeah, maybe we can get into a screen share, walk our viewers through it, and our listeners will have to use their imagination. But yeah, did you want to share your screen or I can do it?
I'm
Doesn't matter.
sharing my screen right now. And this here is, you can see, it's called the Leap Beta by Thinkific. So this is in beta. There's not a lot to this webpage. Like, there's a blog and then there's some resources that are like downloads and that sort of thing. But that's it. I'm getting a window in my way there. Let me move that. There we go. Okay, so what it does is it allows you to create all these things. So they have an example here in the center of the page. So what this looks like a Facebook story or an Instagram story. And you can
Yep.
see here, it says 1 of 13. And what they do is they give you, you put in the topic, let's say the leap by Thinkific. Then they say, okay, here's a page where you're going to need to put a picture, and they might put a picture there for you. Then you
So that's
go,
like intro page of swiping through a story almost.
yes, that's right. And then the next one takes you to, let's create a digital project together. See, and you can click on here and you can edit these as you want. And so then you go ahead and edit the headlines. It's like posting to an Instagram story. Then you go to the next one. It has a little video, and you can play their video, or you can upload your own, of course, is what you're supposed to do. Then here they're showing you the next page is a quiz, so you can choose an answer on a quiz. The next page looks like it gives you just basic text with bullet points. Next one, again, images, and it keeps going on like that until you get through this entire set of templates and it takes you to the final page where the lead magnet is leading you to. So I looked at this and I said to Amit, I said, this looks just like a Pinterest post to me, where it takes you through that story pin, and then at the end you click and go to the page, right? It's one big lead magnet that you've created using this app.
So, Chris, what can you go in preview mode? I'm curious to see what that final page looks like and where is the actual lead magnet, so to say, or like your email capture.
Yeah, so I here on this demo, it actually is taking you to just a generic website, but that would actually be Yeah, you're right. They're not showing you their lead capture page, are they? So we can't see what that looks like from here. Let's scroll down a little bit and see if they give us any other examples. See, it shows you that they can help you create the product, which is what we just looked at. They help you launch a storefront where you can add your individual products and people can
Right.
sign up with an email address. They can insert their payment and then it sends it to them by email. So this really is an entire course creation system for mobile phones, right? It's not too big. This would be a small course, but it is interesting if someone wanted to learn how to bake a loaf of bread, maybe you could have 5 or 6 slides on how to bake the loaf of bread, and they could download a recipe, and they pay 99 cents for it. They say it's as fun
Right.
as watching a TikTok. What do you think? Is that true?
It depends on what kind of content we are creating, right? But so while you were chatting, I got interested and I've created an account. Let's see what happens inside my account. Let me try to share my screen.
All right, here we go. We're going to Amit's screen now.
Let me
Here we
know
go.
when you can see it.
I can see it.
All right, perfect. I'm in my Leap storefront, as they call it. There's some settings, payments, etc. Options, generate a sales report, lead report, etc. I'm not going to go into that. Let's
Really,
just try to
only 2
create
or
it.
3 choices you'd actually wanna use, I think. So it's very rudimentary right now.
Yeah, I think that's the idea is because it's mobile only
Mhm.
and made for mobile. This is supposed to be interactive and easy to use for even for us course creators, right? So let's go
Yes.
and create. You can see I created a lead magnet here, Chris. My guide to choosing the right microgreens for your health goals. Let's go ahead and create a mini course. Now, when
Okay.
you go and there's two options. You can either build from scratch or you can generate with AI.
Oh, we're gonna generate it
Now,
with AI.
exactly. And but you'll see the difference here. If I click generate with AI, some options are not available. So I can build a guide, a
Yeah.
lead magnet, I can build a challenge, a tutorial, or a mini course. But some of these other things like an ebook, event, coaching, digital download, I can't do it with AI. So for that, I have to go and click on build with from scratch. And then I can go create a digital download or ask me anything kind of thing. So
Interesting. I wonder if you could sell coaching through this if you put together a compelling enough 4 or 5-page deal and then sell, coaching for I'll teach you how to write a book or you'll teach them how to use AI or something like that.
you know what this reminds me of, Chris? And I don't know if you've ever used this, but this reminds me a lot of Gumroad. Have you ever used Gumroad, Chris?
I have played around with it just a little bit, but yes, it looks just like Gumroad as far as you're creating these like mobile landing pages, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, it looks very similar to Gumroad. And I'll show you in a second what Gumroad looks like in comparison, because this is exactly what it reminds me of. But let's go ahead and create this mini course with AI. So it remembers my topic from last time, how to get healthy by eating microgreens. I'm just going to leave that in there. And now it's just creating some learning outcomes, which I'm guessing is going to be like modules and lessons, and then I can go fill those in with my own content. So
So it says,
here,
now let's pick a learning outcome.
yep,
And what are the outcomes? What would give us an example of what that means?
yeah. So
But
it looks like I have three outcomes, right? By the end of the mini course, you will learn XYZ. First says know how to grow microgreens at home, understand the health benefits of microgreens, or be able to choose the right microgreens for your diet. So I'm going to go with this number three and
okay.
say be able to choose the right microgreens for your diet.
Okay, now it's creating a mini course draft. And it says to hang tight because as magic takes a minute.
Yep. So while it does that, let me see if I can log into. Actually, it was pretty quick. It's already giving me some images, and
Yeah, you can
I
see
have to
behind them.
say it's pretty impressive
Yeah, it is.
because to create something like this, even if I was to use swipe pages, it would take me quite a bit of time. And this is giving me a shell that I can just go and start exploring, start editing, and even start promoting and get people to come and check it out.
Yeah, they've got the images ghosted right now because they're not showing us the whole thing, but it looks like there's about 10 different pages it's creating. Oh, and it's done now. Say hello to your mini course.
So that took less than a minute, I would say, right, Chris?
Yeah, that was quick.
Yep. So the photos are, looks like they have an API with Unsplash. So the photos are directly imported from Unsplash. What's interesting is the photos are sticking true to the topic. So
Mhm.
my first cover image is of some microgreens, and it has my main topic here and a little
Choosing
sub
the right
headline.
microgreens for your diet, and then it says, "Learn how to
Love
choose the
it.
best microgreens for optimal nutrition." So, that's your title cover page, and then what happens when you click OK?
Yeah. So then the next page is video content to introduce yourself and just like get
So,
people to
it's
you.
giving you an outline for video content. So, it says, "Go ahead
Yep.
and keep this under 5 minutes, introduce yourself, highlight the benefits of microgreens, and then explain the learning outcomes." And that's where you can put your
What's
video.
And Chris, here's something cool that it is sticking to the niche and whatever AI is powering this. I'm guessing OpenAI with a bunch of
Mm,
commands that they are wrapping into that and sending it
yes.
and getting the results back. It's very well formatted and it's sticking to the script and not getting hallucinated with random stuff.
Yeah, and you're right, it's very well formatted. It looks like this was you would think that someone had designed this. It looks so good.
And here I can easily change my colors, right? So
Oh,
here
yeah.
I can pick a different brand color. So I can change my title color and I can change my text color. So that looks pretty easy to do, very self-explanatory how these drag and drop builders work. And just like
Pretty
that,
slick.
I've changed my colors, my headline color. Doesn't look like I can change actual text font, but I don't think on mobile people care so much about it.
Yeah, it looks like you can also switch out the picture, of course, too.
Yep. Yep. Swap
Yep,
out
change
the
the image, you
image,
can
upload your own
upload one
image.
or whatever. Okay.
This is very cool, Chris. This is a good find. I'm surprised you actually read some of those emails.
Hey, I actually got about 3 of them from Thinkific in 1 week, and I haven't subscribed to Thinkific for a long time, so I was like, there must be something big going on for them to be shooting these out. So, yeah, so then it's basically taking through different modules where you can ask questions, they've got quizzes, they've got more video content, they've got key takeaways, all kinds of things that you can put on here. Um, then they got a downloadable microgreens guide, and then a thank you for completing the course. So I guess what the idea is to get them to download that guide?
Yeah, that's so because this is a mini course, I would have to sell this.
I don't know though.
Which one was it?
Is that the idea that this is the product? Oh yeah, it says product landing page. Okay, so here they give you a landing page. You can either make it a lead magnet where you get it in exchange for an email address, or
Yep.
you can make it a fixed price, or you can let them pay what they want.
Super awesome. I like this.
It's interesting. This might be fun just to go ahead and create a couple on and see what happens.
Yep.
Your storefront, Amit, it says is looking a little empty. It's got a little ghost on it because it's empty.
Now, Chris, here's something that I would urge all our listeners to do. And by the time this episode is launched, you and I would have done this. Chris, I have never in my life, because my name is like the John of India, I have never in my life been able to find a URL with my name on it. So
Yeah.
that's just something that that is like worth noting that you could go and create your profile and you might be able to get with just your name on it
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and just first name.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. And let's look at the product in preview mode, right? So this is what it looks like in preview mode. I can just go through these, consume them, and users are so used to this story type content that they will. It's not like you need to teach someone how to use this format.
So where do you put this though? Where does this go?
This lives on their page, right? So this is your
So
URL.
you're
This is
not
the
downloading these as images for a Facebook story or anything?
No, this is just the story type concept, but it actually lives on Thinkific's website on the lead, and everyone who wants to consume this content will come here. I'm guessing. Let's go see if that's true. That somewhere here there is a way to maybe do custom domains, but because this is a beta product and a free product, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they must be
Yeah, I don't
taking a
see.
little bit of the payment because I don't see anything yet where they've asked you for any money whatsoever. Maybe they're not during beta. Maybe it's completely free during beta.
Let's go back here, right? And
You want to make that
add
live?
a fixed
Or,
price.
all
Add a
right.
fixed price of $100,
Oh, that's expensive
and
for that undone page. All right. Set up payments.
Yep. So I'll have to set up the payment and go through the whole Stripe connection here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might take some time because I haven't done that yet. Let's see
Well,
what happens if I connect.
I'm sure it'll just pop up a Stripe window, right? Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you can go
I'll
ahead
have
and
to
put
go
in your
through this.
information. So interesting though. So this actually looks pretty easy to do. So you had mentioned Gumroad before. Could you, I wonder, actually create a landing page on this without creating the product? Could you create a series of landing pages?
Yeah, because that would be a lead magnet. Looks like I'm able to log in. So I'm also trying to
You're connecting
do my
Stripe.
Stripe
He's
verification.
connecting
Yeah, I'll
Stripe
stop sharing.
off screen so that we don't see his personal information for this you watching on YouTube. I'll switch away from there. Let me know when you're ready.
Yep. I thought I stopped sharing. Did I?
Yeah,
I
you
did
stopped
stop
sharing.
sharing.
No, you did.
Okay. All right. So I'm doing like 500 different verifications. While I do that, Chris, what are your first thoughts? Just looking at the product and going through this brief demo.
I like the idea of it putting all that the template information there. I think sometimes that's our biggest challenge is that we start thinking about this stuff and it's easy to overthink what you want to create for landing pages. And so we just keep going. We never stop. And this is nice because they basically say, hey, you need a video. Here's the 3 points to cover. Then you need a quiz. Then you need another video. Then you need a link and you need an image. And then you put all those in there and you've got your lead magnet or your landing page or your tutorial or your mini course, whatever it is you're trying to create, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's letting me go through 5 other steps. We can do that later. I
All
don't
right.
think I think it makes sense what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Let me show you while I was talking about that. So this is what Gumroad looks like, right? I can go and create a new product, and you can say it's a similar look and feel.
Kind of very similar. Looks like they may have used this as their template. Speaking of templates.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can just go create a digital product here, give it a name, and this is exactly. I got the same vibes that I was getting from Leap,
Yeah.
which is actually good because hey, Gumroad is something that works. So why not just use something that works and rip it off? So here I'll have like my product name, description, etc., cover image. It's almost similar in look and
So now
feel,
this
but
is like a shopping cart page here. So can you go back to Gum or to Leap and see do they have a shopping cart page like this where you can build a? Because I thought it did say it had some kind of cart.
yeah, let me reshare. Let's go. So if we go home, let's go to our product page. Is this where you were saying?
No, I think you're gonna have to go back to the previous page and build from scratch. Let's look there. See event, ebook, external link, mini course guide. I don't see anything that's like an actual. I think it's interesting though that you could go ahead and build basically an entire sales series of pages because that might be easier than using WordPress or something to create it, right? You just go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm going to create these 5 pages for my landing page. People scroll through them and they're good to go." But then
And you can see,
but then I would think they'd need to embed that on your website or something.
no, I don't think so. And this is something that most of us are guilty of not doing is skipping through the onboarding. But now reading through this 3-day launch plan, Chris, I think it makes sense, right? You personalize your first draft, complete your landing page, and then share it with your audience. And it says here, after you have created your draft, you can publish it, and then you can customize that landing page to start collecting emails, or sorry, share with your audience to start collecting leads. It's guiding us through that guided process on how to do that. So, for example, this is my lead magnet. I can make this live. So now
Yep.
this is live and I can share it. So let's view my live page. So this is what the live page looks like. That's like the Gumroad.
Okay, that's cool. So it says on that live page, it lets you put in your email. It had a little description of what you were going to see, and then it asked you to put in your email to actually get the product.
And the product will be delivered through that series of mobile screens that we looked at earlier,
Yes.
which is where you're building your product. Okay. Now it makes sense. All we had to do is read the onboarding guide. We skipped it.
Very cool. This is interesting. So we encourage you to check this out. It's called theleap.co. It's made by Thinkific, and it looks like what they're trying to do is build an entire ecosystem here for everything from lead magnet all the way through the sale and collecting names. I assume this will eventually integrate into Zapier or other products like that so that you can put it with your main email list. It looks pretty slick. It looks like it does a lot and helps us to do everything we want to do eventually. Yeah.
I hope so. It's definitely worth playing around with, but don't get the shiny penny. Play around with it. I almost feel like the landing page shouldn't be there because that just looks too simple. And if that's our mechanism to collect the email, they should go through the story first or give their emails somewhere in there to unlock the rest of the pages.
Yeah, I agree. When I saw that landing page with had you collect the email, I thought I would never fill that email out there because it's not near as interesting as what's behind that wall. So yeah, the landing page needs some work. But this is very much a beta one, I guess actually point oh product. And it just came out on October 4th. So just a few weeks ago from when we're recording this. And I'm interested to see where this goes. Thinkific, by the way, is a huge platform. They have 44 million creators, over 10,000 followers. And so it's no doubt that if they throw some muscle behind this, could actually become something pretty big.
Wow. I didn't know they were that big. Yeah. If they're releasing this, I'm sure there's a plan behind how they're going to grow this. And anything you want to grow, the migration is the hardest, right? So
Hmm.
they have taken the hard part out is why am I going to switch to a platform if I have to do the same thing first? It's cool, it's sexy, it's not the same thing, and it's free, and it has AI embedded. So my work literally is very less. And it's just for creators, it's just learning the new platform and figuring out where this fits in your tech stack.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. Hey, if you've enjoyed this podcast, we hope that you will rate, review, subscribe, and share it with someone else who might be interested in Thinkific's The Leap or learning more about how to create courses online. We enjoy doing so, and sometimes we can point to each other if you're watching us on video. Hey, if you've enjoyed this, go ahead and leave us that review. And until next time, what should they do, Amit?
Keep creating.
Bye bye.
Bye.